guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Manda, aka Bratty. Today I'm going to be doing a story time based on how I found out that I had cancer. So to begin, I'm 28 years old, and back in 2015, after I gave birth to my daughter was only 6 months old at the time. So I was, bringing up a newborn. I was having postpartum, like a bunch of things going on that was new in my life. One day I woke up and I was having a pain in my knee. And I didn't think anything of it because sometimes you have like achy bones in your body, you know what I mean? So I'm just like, whatever, like, yeah, it's bothering me, but I mean, I don't know. Like, I didn't fall, and I didn't hurt myself at all. So like, what could it possibly be? So, I just went on about my day, and basically, the next day, my knee was still bothering me. Still, I'm just like, you know what? I'll give it like a few days, and if the pain gets worse, then I'm going to get it checked out. But if the pain just goes away, then obviously I'm fine. So I continued on the week, and towards the end of the week, the pain in my leg increased a lot. And to me, I'm just like, maybe I don't know, like maybe I sprained something inside my leg and it's causing my knee and my leg to hurt. I don't know. So basically what I did was I went to a walk-in clinic, and I had to sit, wait, and then they did an x-ray on me right then and there. They did the x-ray, and the doctor had came back and looked at it, and he definitely seen something there, but it was barely visible. So like, he told me that I would have to go and get an MRI done. So he was going to order my MRI. Also, I believe they did blood work. So that process for me to get the MRI took a long time. It took a whole month for them to even approve it. Now, like, to me, that's a bit ridiculous, because if a doctor is ordering an MRI, it's for a reason. So nobody should ever have to wait that long, because if I would have waited any longer, it would have been worse for me. So anyway, the day comes where I go and get my MRI, and I was nervous because I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, it's obviously something. If the doctor can't tell from an x-ray, then it's got to be something. But at the same time, I'm not thinking it's cancer. Like, who thinks that they have cancer? So I get done with my MRI, and at the time I was with my daughter's dad, and I was with my Nana. So I was on my way to take my Nana home, and I actually had I dropped her off, and I get a phone call, and it's the doctor. He's like, hey, now mind you, like I said, this is the same day that I had it done. He's like, hey, I got the results for your MRI. I really would like for you to come in and speak with you. Like, it's basically urgent. And I'm like, well, you really have me nervous now. I'm like, I'm nervous. I'm like, can you please tell me over the phone? He said no, like he'd rather me sit down and talk to me in person. So now, like I said, I was with my kid's father, and he's in the car arguing with me because like I started like panicking and I started crying. He's like, it's nothing. Like, there's nothing wrong with you. Like, he was being very rude. Like, I'm not even like joking. He was being rude. That's how I'm going to put it. So we drive to the doctor's office, and mind you, I'm not sure if I had the baby with me or if she was with my mom or her other grandma. I'm not sure. I don't think that she was with me. So it was just me and him. We go into the doctor's office, and he immediately takes me into the back, and he sits me down, and that's when he comes in and tells me I have cancer. And I'm like, I really wasn't sure that I heard right, because what? Like, I have cancer? I'm 24 years old. I'm a new mom. My daughter's only a baby, and I'm going through other issues at home, And when you hear cancer, and let me just say this, that a lot of you guys don't really know, like, just like me, when I was on the outside and didn't know what it was like to go through cancer or see somebody really go through cancer, don't speak on it. So he told me I had cancer, and instantly my kid's father, like, felt terrible because he was arguing with me the whole way there that I was fine. Like, that's right, my daughter was not with my mom. My mom, mind you, was in, I believe she was in the Dominican Republic on vacation. And she knew that I was having some pains and stuff. So, like, I basically told her that the doctor called me in after my MRI. So he told me, and he actually referred me to an oncologist and to a surgeon. And the also, just so you guys know, I'm from Rhode Island. And so even though my age, I was 24 when I got diagnosed, they sent me to a children's hospital because of the type of cancer that I have. And I believe I didn't find out till later on what kind of cancer it was. Once they did, like, they took a piece and a biopsy, sorry. When they did the biopsy and they tested it, the name of the cancer that I do have is osteosarcoma, which is bone cancer. So what I was going to say was the team that I have is amazing. They are amazing. I go to Hasbro Children's Hospital, and I am so blessed that I was able to be an adult and still go there, because let me tell you, they are amazing. And the adult hospital, they are very ignorant. Like, I'm not, like, they're on a whole nother level. And I go to the Tomorrow Fund Clinic, which is in the Hasbro Children's Hospital. So if anybody, like I said, from Rhode Island is watching this, and they're an amazing, amazing team. So let's fast forward after I leave there, and my mom actually had called me when I was pulling into the car, and I was really bawling my eyes out bad. And she's like, "What's the matter? Like, what's wrong? Like, tell me what's the matter." And I was like, "I can't, like, I don't want to tell you right now, like, enjoy your vacation." So I had passed the phone to my daughter's father, which at the time we were together, okay? He gave my mom the news because she like forced him to. And I didn't want to ruin my mom's trip, because you hearing that your child has cancer, that is serious. It's very serious. And, like, my heart goes out to all of you who have a relative, a child, or yourself going through cancer. Y'all are all warriors. Like, I can't even explain. So, let's see. From there, basically, I had to schedule an appointment with the surgeon so he could do the biopsy, and an appointment with the clinic so I can meet the team of the oncologist that I was going to be working with. So things actually started moving very fast from there. So they did the biopsy, which is when I found out I had osteosarcoma. And so what I wanted to say was, I didn't tell you, the results of the MRI was they found a tumor in I believe it was like in my femur, and I actually have pictures of the x-ray afterwards. I do have the x-ray of before somewhere. I don't know where I put it, but I have pictures of the x-ray after I had my surgery. So, like I said, it started moving really quick. We had to discuss, like, the different options that I had for chemotherapy, and, like, I had to make a choice as an adult, but also as a mother. I can't just think about myself now. I have to think about my daughter. My daughter needs me. And, like, when I first found out I had cancer, like, when I heard that, my instant thought of cancer is, like, I'm going to get really sick, and I'm going to pass away. I'm not going to be here for my daughter. Like, I was freaking out because cancer is a very serious disease. It's serious. So after I met up with them and we discussed my plan, like, they scheduled me the appointment to come in and do my first treatment. So I never did radiation. It's always been chemotherapy. I don't remember the names of the chemotherapies. I think one of them was methotrexate. I don't know if I'm saying it wrong. I can't remember. There was a few. I had took 3 different ones from my first round. One of them they call the Red Devil. And yeah, like, honestly think that all of those medications messed with my brain, like, a lot. And so the first night that I stayed in the hospital, mind you, I had to stay by myself because my mom can't stay with me because she has to stay with my daughter. So this is where it all begins. That night, I remember, actually, first they had to schedule the appointment to put the port in my chest, which, I'm not sure if you can see the scar. The scar is very small, but that's the scar where they put the port in my chest to get the chemotherapy. But anyway, that night, I had fell asleep and I woke up the next morning and my hair was in a nest. Like, when I say like a bird's nest, like all wrapped together where you couldn't even brush it out at all. You couldn't brush it. I was crying like this, like the first day. I'm already losing my hair. And now I'm like upset because I'm not looking like myself and I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror. I didn't know what to do. Like, I had all the nurses in my room trying to help me. They couldn't, even with conditioner, everything. Nope. So I had to call my hairdresser, and shout out to her. She had came to the hospital and she cut my hair up. She gave me a little Ruby Rose haircut. It did look a little bit cute, but I was like, that's the worst when my hair was like down my back. And I had such beautiful hair at the time. And to lose my hair that quick, and now when she cut all the hair off and I had that little bit left, every time like I would brush it with the comb, because I would have to brush it, it would just keep coming more and more out. So it came to a point where I just had to buzz it off. But yeah, so I did start that, and a few months into it, because the total time that I had to take the chemotherapy was 9 months. I believe it was 9 months. And it was the roughest time of my life. Like, I don't ever want to go back to how that was. I can't even, like, explain the amount of pain and depression that I was feeling. Like, nobody understands unless you're going through that. Not even if you know somebody. Well, yeah, that too, because I know my mom was feeling the same pain as me in a different way. And my daughter was young enough, so she didn't even understand. But it was sad because I didn't get to raise my daughter. And that breaks my heart because my daughter's 4 now. And for the first, like, year of her life, like, I really didn't get to do much with her. So, where was I? I'm sorry. Basically, I think it was 3 months after starting the chemotherapy that they decided that's when they were going to go ahead and do the surgery. So they had to remove the tumor in my leg. But not only that, they had to take out the bone in my right leg and replace it with metal. So I have a piece of metal going from the top of my leg. I have the knee replacement, so there's the knee part, and then a piece of metal going down my leg. Okay? And I do have pictures of like the scars and all that. I don't know, I'm not good with editing, so I maybe can put it in the video quick. I'll have to see. So after that was really hard for me, because not only am I doing chemotherapy, not only do I have a baby, but I have to learn to walk again. I had to use a walker. I had to use crutches and a cane. Like, it was a process. And I had to do physical therapy, which honestly, the physical therapy didn't do much for me. It's 4 years later, and my surgeon said that I'm not gonna be able to get any better. So after that, basically my mom quit her job. She had to quit her job in order to take care of my daughter because I couldn't do it. So it was a rough time for me and my mom. And actually at the time I was living with her because I ended up moving back home after my surgery because I was having problems out of the house with my daughter's dad. But after that, it was 6 months later, I finished up all the chemotherapy. Now, mind you, there would be times where I had to spend between 1 to 2 weeks in the hospital, and I would cry and I would cry and I would cry, and sometimes I would fight with them that I wanted to go home. Like, I wanted my daughter. Like, it was the worst experience. Like, it hurts me to think about it because nobody knows. Like, you sit in a hospital room by yourself from morning to nighttime, like, being sick, feeling all of the pain around you, and missing your family. I was missing my daughter, and sorry, it's just hard for me to talk about it because it was so hard for me. And like, my mom is the only one who came every single day. My mom came with my daughter every single day. She brought my daughter there, and I would give my mom a hard time because she was the only one that I had to take it out on. So like, I feel real bad about it now, and I would feel bad about it then after the fact, So my mom came every single day with my daughter, and then but like, every time she would leave, that was it. Like, nobody barely came to see me. Like, my family came to see me here and there, and it's like, I understand everybody has their own life and stuff, so like, I do understand that, but whatever, it is what it is. Now, being in the hospital, on top of that, the food made me so sick. I couldn't even eat the food. And like, being on chemotherapy, you barely can eat as it is. Like, I was dropping weight like crazy. 6 months later, so like I said, done with the chemotherapy. I was home recovering, and every 3 months I go to get scans. I get the CAT scan, and I was getting MRI and x-rays. And after 6 months after I was home, it was actually December. It was December of 2016. Yep, December 2016. The cancer spread. It spread to the right side of my lung. It was a small nodule that they seen, and they had to schedule surgery. So again, I had to go in for another surgery. My daughter is now almost 1. So from there, they did the surgery, and I'm trying to think. They put me on a trial type chemotherapy. So I tried that. I don't know what it was called, but I know one of them was a shot. I had to go, I think, once a month for a shot, and the shot would burn afterwards so bad. So that was one of them that I actually did try. Anyways, 6 months later, again, the cancer spread. This time it spread to the left side of my lung. And at this point, I'm just like, I couldn't even believe it. I'm like, I can't believe this. Like, the doctors told me that there was like, after it keeps coming back, sometimes like they said that it could keep coming back. Like, they don't really have answers. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what scared me the most. This is my cancer cup. $5 at Five Below. Anyways, so the last time, again, they seen a nodule. They removed it. And basically, while he was in there, he like felt around the lung to see if he felt anything. So he removed like what he felt. And excuse me. That was my last surgery. That time, it was June 2017. After that, they put me on a chemo pill. I'm trying to think of the name of it. I can't think right now. Begins with an S. It's at the top of my head. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. So ever since then, basically, I took that chemo for like a year, almost 2 years. I took that medication, and that chemo pill made me sick. It made me so sick to my stomach. It made me have bowel issues. It gave me, oh my God, it gave me a very terrible rash all over my entire body. Like, not just a small rash, like very red, my face, my arms, my stomach, everywhere. So I had to get admitted into the hospital after taking this chemotherapy. It's called Nexivar. The chemotherapy is called Nexivar. There was actually another name for it too, though. I thought it began with an S. I'm not sure. So that was the issue. I had to stop taking it, or they had to lower the dose on me a little bit. And then I would take, I believe, I would take 2 pills in the morning, 2 at night. I think a total of 800 milligrams a day. So I would stop taking it a few times for a little bit because it was giving me so many problems. And then I lost my hair again, all in the front. Mind you, this is not my real hair, but my hair is growing back. Pretty long. Not quite how it was, but and I actually stopped taking that chemo. I'm trying to think, like, I want to say like 6 months ago, 7 months ago maybe. I stopped taking it because, again, it started giving me stomach problems like crazy. I was dropping weight like it was nothing. Like, my regular weight is like 142. And I was down to almost 100 pounds. I was like 108 pounds. Yeah, I was 108 pounds. And I was a twig. The crazy thing was, like, sometimes I felt like I can eat so much, and other times I couldn't. But yeah, so I've actually had my last CAT scan. I do a chest one, and they check my leg. It was like 2 months ago. I think I have it coming up in November. I think it's coming up this month. I'm not quite sure, but I do have a doctor's appointment with my oncologist this month. They finally, my last appointment, they switched me over to going to visit every 3 months instead of, I was going every week. Then I was going every 2 weeks. Then I was going every month. Now it's every 3 months. So I am so blessed. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God, for, being by my side. Like, I needed to be here. I needed to be here for my daughter. Like, and I pray for myself, and I pray for everybody else that we get through this. I pray for you all. Like, life is just like, you have to realize that life is a blessing. People take life for granted. No, Don't do that. Like, every morning I wake up, that's a blessing. Because when I was in that hospital, I didn't know what would happen. I didn't know. So I am truly blessed that I have a healthy daughter and I'm here to raise her. There's like so much more in between, but that's my cancer story. And I want to say to everybody, like, anybody who's going through it or has been through it, like, please just remain strong. Like, you need to remain strong as hard as it is. And don't be afraid to talk, counselors. You can find people online to chat with. Like, I found a few females through Instagram, actually, just like browsing about cancer, and I came across a few girls that, I was able to talk to and like share my story versus her story with, and like, it's just a ton of beautiful souls, honestly. And you are all amazing. Like, you're amazing and you're blessed that we're here. We all come together because we all understand each other. And other people don't understand that. And like, one thing that I never really liked, it bothered me a lot when people would say, you're going to be okay, don't worry about it, you're going to be okay. And every time somebody would say that, my scan would come back again and it would be cancer. So, and I know that they just say it because they don't know what to say. You don't know how to talk to somebody when they find out that their friend, their family has cancer. Like, there's not really a certain way to talk to them, but you have to be there for them. And if they ask you for something, do it. Because like, having cancer and like having low blood counts and everything, you're so weak and drained, and half the time I didn't even know what was going on from my medication, but I knew what did make me happy was having my mom there by my side with my daughter. That's what made me happy. That's what made my day go on and on and on, and that's what made me continue to fight for my life. And like, I'm truly blessed. But that's my story. Thank you all for listening. If anybody needs to reach out, feel free to comment below, and I will, if you leave your email or whatever it is, like, I will reach out to you, and I will be here to talk to any one of you who need somebody to talk to, or just if you need help with anything in general. So yeah, again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And that's it. Have a great day, everybody.